I no longer want the Halloween candy. That's a huge step in my growth. Now, as you can well imagine, I was not allowed to eat the Halloween candy when I was little until I brought it home. And I'd like to say that it was for my safety, looking through the candy, making sure there were no razors in the apples. Not that that ever happened to anyone I ever knew. But she wanted to regulate what I ate. Luckily, I always trick-or-treated alone, so I didn't feel humiliated by everybody else eating the candy and me not. But I was so good and so obedient, I did bring the candy home. And then she took the ones she liked, which were things I didn't. And it would be put in a bowl, and then it would be put underneath the bar with a sliding door so she could hear it if I ever went in to try to get candy without her permission. So for years, I binged on candy. A reaction to being deprived of a normal consumption of candy. What brings to mind Matt Stone. He was, well, his books are still available, a nutrition researcher. And he has two books. One is Diet Recovery 1, very scientific. The other is Diet Recovery 2, very readable. And I don't know if it's in a book or one of his older videos where he talks about the pillowcase full of M&Ms. A mother and daughter came to him for advice, and the mother was complaining that the daughter liked to sneak eat. Gee, I wonder what that family dynamic was like. And he said, well, what, for instance? And it was M&Ms. That was her thing. She loved M&Ms. She would sneak eat the M&Ms. And he said, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to a big box store, Costco or whatever, and buy enough M&Ms to fill a pillowcase. And you're going to fill a pillowcase. Not with little wrapped packages. No, you're going to empty so that all she has to do is reach into the pillowcase if she wants M&Ms. Now, of course, the mother was confused by this. But I'm trying to get her to not eat the M&Ms. What are you telling me? And the daughter's listening attentively like, M&Ms? So she did indeed take his, he said, pretty much, take my recommendation or our counseling is over. So she filled the suitcase of, pillowcase. Did I say suitcase? I hope I didn't ruin this whole thing. Pillowcase of M&Ms. Although a suitcase would have been fine too. Like a ridiculous amount of M&Ms that you couldn't possibly eat. And he said, and if, after a week, this is going to happen for a week, the suitcase gets empty, you will replenish it. And he got the agreement from the mother, even though she was reluctant. And the daughter was like, happy that she could have control over her M&M consumption. At the end of the week, he was going to see how many M&Ms had been eaten. And it was by weight. Because what are you going to do? Count thousands of M&Ms? Well, they returned a week later, and the daughter had barely eaten any M&Ms. And he asked her, he's like, you know you were free to have as many as you wanted, right? And she's like, yeah, I know. He's like, you didn't have to sneak that. I know. Did you carry it with you everywhere as we agreed? Yeah, I always had it with me. It was kind of funny. I didn't share any with my friends because it would have ruined our experiment. Ha, 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 ha. He says, well, why didn't you eat any? She's like, oh, I ate some. I don't know. I just didn't feel like it. And then the mother understood. Let your daughter regulate her eating, and she will find her own best healthy way to eat. She won't overconsume because you haven't made any food forbidden. You haven't made any food off limits. It was permission to eat M&Ms. I tried that. I tried giving myself permission to eat. It was devil dogs. That was my thing. Now you couldn't force me to eat a devil dog. They don't taste good to me. They're whoopie pies, basically, and the Amish make much better whoopie pies, but I don't crave those either. Yeah, devil dogs. So I bought boxes and boxes of devil dogs, and I binged out on devil dogs, and I told myself I was giving myself permission to eat the devil dogs, but I never really did give myself permission to eat the frickin' devil dogs. I was still, even though I live alone, and I did this experiment with no roommate. It was when I lived here in my lovely apartment with my cats. I just couldn't give myself the freedom to eat as many as I want and then feel that relaxation of I don't need to overeat them. They'll always be there. Instead, I gained weight, spiked my blood sugar terribly, and didn't get over the devil dogs. The only reason I stopped eating them was because I was really getting deathly sick. My blood sugar was so out of control. And when you have weight loss surgery, eating processed foods can give you overfull pouch. Sometimes they call it dumping syndrome, but this is very specific. It's just like you get rapid hammer heart from having put too much food in that little pouch that's not getting enough digestive acid enzymes. So no. But here I am at 58 years old, and I wish I could show you, it's this big clear container full of, it's Easter candy now, because it's the end of April. Yeah, I don't crave what's in the candy bowl. You couldn't hand me anything from that candy bowl. I'd be like, yeah, no thanks, too sweet. So I wish I could tell you that there was one thing I did to get over binging on Halloween candy. Because when I first moved out, I ate like a 10-year-old who was given $1,000 weekend budget to only buy junk food. Like, my weight went up so quickly from 200 to 300. I just ate and ate and ate and still was just never satisfied and did not get over the need to binge. Of course, I was still deeply enmeshed with my narcissist mother. Yes, there's a connection. Now, I'm on lower contact right now. I'm not on no contact. I have to take care of things over there. She's 99. But I can't be in the house with her because of the sounds that come out of her. The misophonia that I have is so bad. It's so severe. I can't listen to that voice. I can't listen to the shushling and chuchling. And so I give myself relief. I have her aids. They're scheduled. Every once in a blue moon, something happens. And the aid is late and I have to call. But everything always works out. It's never me that has to go over there to put her in her wheelchair. And the one time we thought that I had to, she refused. She wouldn't let me. I'm thinking, good. I really don't want to do this. I forgot who we got in an emergency to help out. But we did. So what did I do to not want the Halloween candy? I do have sugar-free candy. I keep that on hand. But I limit myself to 2 pieces. If I have like 3 or 4 in a day, the scale starts going up and I'm not happy with that. How did I get to this point in my healing? I need to take notes. I'd like to write a book, not Diary of a Fat Girl, which you should read, by the way. That's my excellent memoir, Diary of a Fat Girl. It's on Amazon. But the steps of overcoming overeating. Yes, in the title it says how I overcame binge eating disorder. Well, I wasn't 100% over binge eating disorder, but I did lose the 140 pounds. Now it's up to like, what, 150, 160? I'm doing all right. And I don't feel the need, mostly, to overeat. I will overeat salad. I know you're thinking that I don't know what you're thinking, but I can eat an enormous bowl of salad. The crunching, the fullness, the taste, the texture. And it's not like things that shouldn't be in a salad, in my opinion, like croutons. That's not salad. It's bread. No, it's lettuces, cabbage, not celery, carrots and shredded kale or whatever they put in these salads in a bag. But I could eat 2 or 3 of those bags in a day. So yeah, I still enjoy food. I still, technically that's binging. It's a lot of salad. But I'm not damaging myself to death, and I will probably get over the need to do that when some magical event happens. Oh, you can't see who's behind me. We have kittens behind me. Hello, kittens. Permission to eat. So yeah, I tried that, but it wasn't until very recently that I just started choosing better food. I just don't need the junk anymore. I have this little $10 gift certificate to McDonald's. It's been sitting in my visor forever. No interest. I used to eat a lot of Happy Meals. Like a lot of Happy Meals. No. Healing is possible. Overcoming our addictions is possible. Now, I cannot put binge eating disorder or overcoming binge eating disorder. Hopefully the robot who checks these videos won't flag it. But yeah, YouTube has new restrictions on how we discuss eating disorders. Thanks, YouTube. Can't speak honestly about my life and how I overcame binge eating disorder. And now I hope I didn't say it too many times so that the video gets flagged. Oopsie. So I'm not putting this on the Lisa Sargese channel. This is going on the Daughters of Difficult Mothers channel. And it does have a lot to do with her because of how she just wouldn't let me eat the Halloween candy. Could the pillowcase full of M&Ms worked? Could that method have worked with me and my mother? No. I would have eaten the whole pillowcase of M&Ms. It was how I coped. But I'm better now. And now I have a nice low-carb frozen dinner. Sometimes I just don't want to cook. And I heated it up in the microwave like a big girl. I'm going to go have that. And will I have dessert? Well, I have some nice yogurt and some nice sugar-free things to stir into it. And that's what I'll be having. It's possible to overcome our compulsive habits. And I believe that lower contact with my mother, and therefore less pain, plus being able to vent in my videos and in my book, are major components of my healing.